Who, not what. You've got to look for the right who's in your life, not what. I've got my gap. It's not what do I need to do to be able to move. Try and put a who in there. A bit like that photograph that I talked about today. Who's in your picture? Who do you need that can... Sometimes you need a mentor, and sometimes you need a tormentor. You need someone who can actually be tough on you and keep you growing, and because they know you so well. But really, all my greatest movements in life have come from finding the right who. And that becomes really important for me in terms of what I want to do. Okay, so what's behind great leadership? Nice and clear. We're understanding that cocktail, that lethal cocktail, structure and discipline, king and queen, understanding that everybody needs to have a gap, okay, and that gap should take your breath away. And it doesn't matter if other people are not totally bought into it, as long as you are and you can behave your way forward into it. And then get really clear on your thinking when it's really tough and it's tight. And nothing of any magnitude is ever achieved without somebody experiencing that pressure and experiencing those challenges. Okay, so let me wind up with some final thoughts that I want to leave you with. And these are in no particular order. They're just having the opportunity to talk to you both, and both sessions today become important. The first one, and we talked about this morning, and it's no rocket science, is the bedrock of everything. It comes back to this. It's the foundation, knowing me, being me, and staying me. It took me a while to find myself, to grow into myself. It took me a lot longer than most, but that's okay. It's just what I had to do. I was wrestling through some driftwood that kept getting in the way, but sometimes you just got to be patient, and once you understand what you can control, just work out who you want to be in 2025 and then be it, and then just stay it. That's the bedrock. Consistency is the key. Your results will go up and down, but who you are will remain consistent. Do that, and then it lays a wonderful platform for you and your growth. Second is, don't tell me, show me. I love this as a mantra. Whenever I'm working with any leaders group, and we all come back and said, if I only had one rule to give you, it would be just show me, don't tell me. And that becomes a hugely important thing. People have to experience things to recreate them. It's not enough just to say, do this, do that. The best thing you can be for your children and other people around you is just be the example. When you're going through real tough times and adversity, be the example. They're watching, they're seeing, they're learning your attitudes and the things that you do when you're under the pump, and then they behave themselves into that particular area. Every induction needs to be an emotional and immersive experience. I think that's important. And when you're doing induction, history will stir emotions in the long-serving, but not the newbies. Interesting. So when you're actually getting people to come on board, the older people who have been around a while will have the emotions stirred by the history. The young ones don't. You need that radically traditional approach to enable us to grab them. And the focus should be on progression, not perfection. Don't chase perfect. Most of the times we're sitting there, we just got to get through this. It doesn't matter how we get through it, as long as we get through it. The fourth is to be a detective. I touched on this a bit this morning. Look for things inside your team, your network, that allow you to anticipate their needs. I can't stress that enough. I do sessions inside the All Blacks, and did for years. We have a group called MAD, which is for mental analysis and development, but an anagram's like a mad scientist. And I had a group that I used to had a 30-minute meeting, and I'd spend 20 or 30 hours in preparation. I knew every word I was going to say from the moment they walked through the door. So you can deliver wow moments, not just meet expectations. With every team member interaction, try to anticipate one need. There's a challenge for you. For every team member interaction, try to anticipate one need. Now, if you think about it and reflect on it, you'll become a good detective and you'll find it. Even your phone calls when you're catching up, try and anticipate. When you can tap into a person's unexpressed needs, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. Second to last one is to embrace the suck. I couldn't think of any other way to put it. Tough people will happen. Tough situations will happen. Lean into them. the arrogant people, the unkind people, the unhelpful people, the stressed people, the anxious people, the opinionated people. Just don't let uncomfortable get in the way of exceptional. Network 21 way is exceptional. The All Blacks mantra was driven to make the exceptional normal. Driven to make the exceptional normal. And when you're driven by that aspiration, that becomes hugely important. These sufferings have seasoned me in my journey, as you've heard, my upbringing in early years. It'd be so much less without what I went through, the people, the places, the experiences, and so I wouldn't change it. I just had to find a way. And don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of scars, but the journey was amazing, and it was so important, and that became important, so that seasoned me. Coming to grips with my own identity as a Cook Island Māori. I used to be embarrassed about that in my early days, and now that I'm proud of it, and I want to be an example to people in that little island of Rarotonga, and that's important to me. The battle for acceptance. When I started, people thought if a team had a shrink working with them, that there was something wrong with the coaches and the players. So I had people like Wayne Smith, Lee Gibbs, even Keith Mayer in basketball, who were way ahead of their time and understood the need was in the mental area, so they employed me. I even had people within my own profession said that you can't be doing this because you need a doctorate or you need a PhD to be able to do this. I said, I got one, mate. I got one in life. I went back to university, studied, and was doing it. That became important. And the pain inside defeat seasoned me, and the maulings in the media seasoned me. And all of those became really important. And I want to finish by showing you a lasting memory. So through all this, for me, what a ride. And it culminated in what is and will forever be a lasting memory. And it was in the sheds at the Rugby World Cup after we played Italy. It was on the night that I celebrated my 300th test with the All Blacks. And it was interesting because it was the same night that Sam Whitelock became the most capped All Black of all time. And the way the All Blacks honour people that have achieved milestones is they normally haka them. And so underneath the sheds in France, at the Stade de France, I think we might have been Marseille,